there is a little bit of cursed knowledge when it comes to like wrestling, like as a whole, not even just WWE, but like you know the good guys, you know the bad guys. There are two terms. There are two terms you're probably familiar with if you're watching this video right now. There's the heel and there's the baby face. The baby face is the good guy. You don't want to punch your baby in the face, right? You don't want to do that. The heels, they're the bad guys. Sometimes the baby face turns to a heel. That's a heel turn, okay? So if you can think of a wrestler who was like a good guy before and now all of a sudden he's wearing a corporate suit and throwing people through tables and shit, he did a heel turn. Today we're watching a video, the top 10 greatest heel turns of WWE's modern era. I want to find a bunch of heel turns for the other eras too, so I'm looking forward to that. But if you guys want to check out the content without me reacting to it and stopping it every so often and whatnot, you can click the top link in the description to see the video in its entirety without me being annoying and speaking all over it and providing the reaction for you. Also, my content is not for the little ones, so if you're young, you probably shouldn't be here. Don't hang out, because, you know, I don't want you getting in trouble. But anyway, let's get right into it.
Oh my God!
There's nothing quite like a shocking betrayal in WWE. Whether it's a beloved superstar turning their back
always
on
have
the
like
fans,
the
or a
really
hero embracing their dark
screwed up
side,
moves. Like they'll do
these
like eye
moments
pokes or
always
low
leave
blows.
the WWE universe stunned. Today, we're counting down the top 10 heel turns of the modern era. The betrayals that changed careers and shook up the entire landscape of WWE. When Finn Balor made his shocking return
a whole lot
to
of
NXT
clotheslines
in
and whatnot.
2019, fans were excited.
Alright, so this one feels like it has a AI narrator. This is when I slowly turn to the screen and look directly into your soul. He said, Finn Balor. Alright, so one of the all-time heel turns I definitely remember would be Seth Rollins against the Shield. For sure. That one, I know, that one is always gonna pop up on a list like this, I feel like. Godlike, evasive, dope. And that's where the question of this video comes in. Caught you off guard. What is your favorite heel turn of all time? If you got one, feel free to comment it down below. Levy here. If you got a favorite heel turn, I want to know.
To see the Prince back on the brand that made him famous. But what we didn't see coming was his betrayal of Johnny Gargano.
Still 4 against 3. What the hell? Oh my!
Baylor hit Gargano with a devastating...
Oh my goodness. He kicked the shit out of bro. That's the Pele kick. Now that was insanely smooth. Finn is really good in the ring, man. That's like years and years of like refinement. Like he's the one. He's the man.
Johnny Gargano.
Still 4 against 3. What the hell? Oh my!
Baylor hit Gargano with a devastating Pele kick, leaving everyone in disbelief. This heel turn brought out a more ruthless, aggressive Baylor.
Did drop kick the shit out of
Club days in Japan. It was the perfect move to revitalize his career after a somewhat underwhelming
We
main
need to react
roster
to
run.
some Japan
Speaking of
wrestling,
Gargano,
by the way.
let's talk about a betrayal.
We
that
are
left
the strong
NXT
style. We
fans
need that.
heartbroken. Ciampa turning on Gargano in 2017. As DIY, they were one of the most beloved tag teams in NXT history. But after losing a brutal ladder match at NXT TakeOver Chicago, Ciampa snapped. He blindsided Gargano with vicious attacks, and that moment sparked one of the most emotional rivalries in NXT.
So I'm gonna admit, I don't really keep up with NXT, but I did see like clips or portions of a match between these two. It had to be years ago at this point, but yo, the spots that the NXT superstars were putting on, anytime I saw these yellow ropes with the black background, I knew someone was gonna do some shit that's like, yo, bro, that is way too dangerous. That is way too dangerous. What are you doing?
History. Ciampa's heel turn turned him into the ultimate villain, while Gargano became the sympathetic hero fighting for redemption. When Edge returned at the 2020 Royal Rumble, it felt like a miracle. 9 years after being forced to retire,
pop was iconic.
he was back. But what followed was heartbreaking. Just weeks later, his former partner Randy Orton attacked him in one of the most brutal assaults we've seen in years.
We just mentioned Randy.
Orton justified his actions by...
Yo, that that shit, I think they call it the concerto, if I remember correctly. That I wince every time I I don't know how they do it. I don't want to know how they do it safely. It it is very visually impressive with the camera angle they use, because it seems like someone is definitely getting their shit smashed in. Every time I see that fucking spot, I wince, dude. It is, ooh, that's a heel move. You can't be a babyface and smash someone's rhythm like that. Like, you gotta write someone off TV with some shit like that.
Seen in years.
I guess
Orton
Freddy is
justified his
always
actions
evil.
by saying he was
Gotta
saving
be.
Edge from himself, but the WWE Universe saw it as a cold, calculated move. This reignited Orton's legend killer persona, and their feud became one of the most intense storylines of the year.
Not that Edge RKO.
The Festival of Friendship, one of the most entertaining segments in WWE history. Or so we thought. Chris Jericho poured
You
his
just
heart
made
into
the
celebrating
list.
his friendship with Kevin Owens. But Owens had other plans. Just when we thought everything was going well, Owens handed Jericho a gift. The infamous List of KO. And as soon as Jericho realized his name was on it, it was too late. Owens' brutal attack ended their partnership and broke the hearts of fans everywhere. This
Oh my god, yo, that power bomb on the apron. When I first saw Owens do that, the first time I saw him was definitely in NXT. I didn't see his stuff before in like the Indies. Yo, that fucking apron power bomb. That's one of those ones where I'm like, how do you brace for that? Like, how do you brace for that? Are we okay with this move? Do you sign up specifically to get your back fucking adjusted? Is that how that works?
late. Owens' brutal attack ended their partnership and broke the hearts of fans everywhere. This turn cemented Owens as one of the top heels
Goes
in
the in-ring goat
WWE
too.
at the time. For years, she was WWE's
I love
ultimate
Hugh Owens, though.
babyface, spreading positivity and hugs.
I feel like when Bailey did a heel turn, that definitely saved her character. Because I remember her being like, okay, she's out here hugging. She hugs a lot. Okay. Like, it started to get really dry, but I saw a little bit of heel Bailey. Yeah. Yeah, it works. It definitely works. Good on Bailey.
But in one defining moment, she slashed her signature Bailey buddies and embraced a new, edgier persona. Fans were left in shock, but this heel turn was exactly what her character needed. Bailey became a top heel, and this transformation led to her becoming the longest reigning
Yeah, they definitely
SmackDown
put
Women's Champion
some
in
depth in the
history.
Bailey with that one. I love it.
Dean Ambrose turning on Seth Rollins in 2018 still stings, especially because of
You know what? I love these moments where like the heel would do like a move, or like they'll do like a fucking finisher or whatever, and then they'll sit there with the I can't believe I just did that face, and they just let the crowd soak it in. I love it so much. It's so performative, but it's special. It's something you gotta understand. That's the easy way to put it. You gotta understand.
Dean Ambrose turning on Seth Rollins in 2018 still stings, especially because of when it happened. Roman Reigns had just announced his leukemia diagnosis, and fans were already emotional. Moments later, after winning the Raw Tag Team titles, Ambrose attacked Rollins out of nowhere. This heel turn unleashed a darker, more sinister version of Ambrose that shocked the WWE Universe. It was one of the most emotionally
That's a
charged
crazy
betrayals
time to
in
do a
recent
heel turn.
memory. When Becky Lynch snapped at SummerSlam 2018, it wasn't just a heel turn, it was the birth
She
of the
slapped
man.
the shit out of her.
After losing a triple threat match to Charlotte Flair, Becky had had enough.
Not gonna lie, that run where Becky was the man, that was pretty tight. I'm not gonna lie. I think she got busted open, and there's like a shot of her in the crowd with like the blood on her face, but she's like doing the fucking taunt. I was like, yeah, I feel it. Hell yeah, this is raw as hell. Yeah, yeah, Becky as the man. That's fire right there. I rock with it. I rock with it.
She attacked Charlotte in a fit of frustration, and while WWE intended for her to be a heel, the fans were 100% behind her. This moment turned Becky into a global phenomenon, and kicked off her
She
meteoric
couldn't.
rise to
She
becoming
couldn't
the
stay a
first
heel. She's
woman
too
to headline
cool. She's too
WrestleMania.
cool.
Dominic Mysterio's heel turn in 2022 might be one of the most surprising in recent years. After being by his father Ray's side for so long, Dom shocked the world when he turned on his dad and Edge at Clash at the Castle. By joining the Judgment Day, Dominic finally stepped out of Rey Mysterio.
Yo, they definitely made Dom a fucking weasel, and you can't deny the results. The crowd definitely feeds into him being a dork, but I think it's really cool. I do think Dom is he's a cool fella. Also, I just saw mommy a second ago. My shoulders are getting all loose. It's getting hard to breathe. It's getting hard to breathe.
Mysterio's shadow and developed into one of WWE's most despised heels. For years, fans had been begging for Roman Reigns to turn heel, and in 2020, they finally got their wish. Roman returned at SummerSlam with a new attitude, aligned himself with Paul Heyman, and proclaimed himself the Tribal Chief. This heel turn was a game changer.
Yo, this turn kicked off pure fire for like years, bro. This turn, first of all, I remember the camera fucking panned and Paul Heyman was sitting with him backstage, and I was like, yo, they're not gonna do this. And they had Roman as like the baby face with like, you know, the little struggle mic skills. They weren't letting him be him for the longest. I was like, they're gonna give him a mouthpiece? There was no way to tell he was about to go fucking bananas. There was no way to tell the amount of heat that was going to come from the whole bloodline thing. Acknowledge me is one of the coldest lines. And the crowd participation with, oh my God. Yeah. Well deserved. He earned that. He earned that rub that he went on. That, I can't hate. I cannot hate.
Roman dominated the roster, ruled as the Universal Champion, and turned his once divided fan base into a unified force that embraced his heel persona. And at number 1, we have the most shocking betrayal of the modern era, Seth Rollins turning on the Shield. In 2014, no one saw it coming when Rollins
I almost forgot that this needed to be on the
smashing
list.
Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose with steel chairs. This heel turn not only broke up one of WWE's most dominant factions, but it also launched Rollins into main event stardom
This was
as
pretty
the
nuts.
Architect, one of the best villains of his generation.
I'm gonna kill him anyway.
And there you have it, the top 10.
Why would they just put that? See, if that cliff, I'm gonna kill him anyway. Did a curb stomp you on the damn the Money in the Bank briefcase? This was a fire video. They definitely have some good choices on here. I do want to find one that's like the PG era and the Ruthless Aggression era and Attitude era. Like I want to find the more like this with like the heel turns. I wonder if the Shama has more. But that was this video, guys. Like I said, what is your favorite heel turn? In case you have one, so you didn't hear the question of the video earlier on. Absolute heat. Again, if you'd like to check out the video without me reacting to it, you can find the link at the top of the description. This was a pretty chill one, but I like it. It definitely did open a couple of memory boxes I forgot I had. So I missed a lot of wrestling in my time, but the shit that I did see definitely did seem to be some important pivotal stuff for the product these days. But I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for hanging out. If you didn't like being here, guess what? I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna give you a wedgie, and I'm gonna record. So guess, now what? now you're on video, cheeks out. See? Should've liked the video. Should've liked it.